So what's up, folks? It's your boy, the left-legged legend. I'm walking, so if I fall, you know that I'm gonna still post this video for everybody to see whether I fall or not. But let's just hope I don't fall. I'm walking on my leg because I'm leaving, and I know that was upside down, but I ain't trying to do no extra movements. But I'm walking out of occupational health at Kaiser because in the last couple weeks I've fallen twice. So the total number of falls since I've gotten my leg is 3. The first time I fell, I was with my daughter, President. We went to breakfast in LA at Dupar's. Shout out to Dupar's for the best pancakes I've ever had in my life. And we got there early. We had dropped my son Master off at work at 6 a.m. And I think Dupar's maybe didn't open until 7 or 8 o'clock. So we went and sat outside because I wanted pancakes. And getting out of the car, President, who's a smart ass, said, "I'll give you a head start." So I went to turn and look at her as I was walking out of the car and said, and I was going to say something like, I don't need no damn head start or whatever, and fell like a ton of bricks. And so scared the devil out of her. One good thing, this was probably a couple months ago, and one good thing about it was that she hasn't made any more jokes about that yet. So she's still kind of traumatized because she's, in her own estimation, maybe someday I'll bring her on the left-legged legend for some of y'all to meet her. She said that she saw me walking away and then I disappeared because I fell fast. I fell hard and fast. I usually fall in slow motion. Wasn't no slow motion, all 245 pounds, 250 if I'm being honest. But went straight down. But that time my knee took most of my prosthesis, prosthetic knee took most of the fall. And so I was okay. I just got back up. I scared, there was a homeless man over there and I scared him to death. He started yelling, "Are you okay?" I was fine. I was laughing. The second time I fell was just last week. I was walking into work, and at our job, you walk from the parking lot, of course, which is asphalt, and right there in front of the disabled employee parking, there's cracks in the pavement. And I have a manual knee. I'm going to try to show you, if I fall, this is your fault because you wanted to see all of this. The knee is manual. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, there you go. All right, here we go. And so it locks when it's like that, but then it bends and comes back forward. I don't know if you saw it. I got to get me a photographer, someone to hold my phone for me while I do this. But right now, we're kind of low budget reality show. So I'm everything: producer, director, star, extras. So anyway, the tip of my toe hit the crack, which unlocked my knee, and I went down harder than the first time, hurting my wrist and my right knee, which I showed on the little shorty episode prior to this. And but then this morning, I was walking in and the same thing happened. Today I was rushing. I was running late. And my supervisors, I hope they don't watch this, but they can be kind of insensitive assholes sometimes. I have a reasonable accommodation request that's approved, an approved reasonable accommodation request, which says I need to bring my prosthesis, obviously. I can walk on my cane, or I can bring crutches. And one of the most important things to me was that it says that I need extra time. Because, you know, I could get to work and my leg can slide off, right? I can get to work and my foot is crooked, or my leg has twisted while I was driving, or I'm just uncomfortable, you know. Something ain't right, you know, or it could be loose. And so, in my attempt to take my time, some of you that don't have any disability think that everybody should be at your pace. This is why I'm calling my bosses insensitive assholes, because even though I'm disabled, obviously, and learning how to walk, right? They say, well, what is extra time? Is it 2 minutes? Is it 20 minutes? Is it an hour, 2 hours? What does it mean to need extra time? And so to me, that shows a lack of empathy, because I ain't got no leg. So my first priority ain't to be on time to your fucking job, right? My first priority is to learn how to walk again and to get my life back and to feel like a normal person. But what they do, instead of saying you're late, they'll call, I work in a prison, and they'll call the watch commander and say that I'm AWOL. And on at least one occasion, give some false information. Say, well, he called and said he was in the parking lot, when what I called and said was that I'm going to be late. But they'll misrepresent, I suppose, in order to have documentation that I come late every day. But my reasonable accommodation says I need more time. And I don't know how many of you are familiar with prison, but at a prison, you just don't walk into work like if I worked at Starbucks, where I could just open the door and walk in behind the counter and start working. I made it. Didn't fall. When you work in a prison, you have to go through sally ports and special entrances and stuff like that. So it could not even be that I'm so slow. It could be that there's some movement going on. They're moving a high risk inmate or something like that. And so it might take me a little longer because I have to go through 2 sally ports, one outside, which is a walk. I have to walk about 100 yards to one outside and then one inside. That's about another 150 yards away. And as you can see, I'm out of breath. I'm out of shape. You know, I made it to the car. And so today, because I'm familiar with how my bosses move in a sense, I was rushing because I was running late. I told them at 7 that I'd be there late, or 6:30 or whatever it was in the morning, that I'm going to be there late. And I didn't want nobody calling the watch commander, because then they call me, and let's say I'm at the prison and I cut my phone off, it goes to voicemail, then they call the police and say, we haven't heard from this employee. And I don't know if my bosses just don't follow up and say, oh no, he's here. He emailed us and said he's here. Or if they, if they're looking to get rid of me. And I can't tell you whether it's because I'm black, because I'm disabled, because I'm over 40, because I'm a man. Like, I don't know what the issue is. But there's definitely an issue, or in my opinion, from my perspective, I am paranoid about the issue. And I understand, being a supervisor, not wanting your people to come in late, but fuck, I got a fake leg I just got less than 3 months ago. And I'm at work and trying to learn how to walk. So support that, it's demotivating to be getting ridden up and chastised and fucked with all day, that doesn't make me go, you know what? They wrote me up today for taking too long to get back to the back. I'm going to do my very best. I don't know about you, but I don't have that kind of tenacity. So when they write me up for being late, I'm like, fuck this job. They can kiss my ass. They can kiss the back of my fake ass leg that covers part of my ass. I don't care, but kiss something, right? I digress. That's a little bit anger. It comes from a little bit of fear and stuff too, right? I get triggered by that stuff because as much as I try, I'm not going to be able to walk that fast. Even when I can walk, I'm going to still take my time because we only have this life, and one thing that this whole leg drama, 10 and a half years, almost 11 years, it'll be 11 years and 17 days of what it has taught me is that I need to take my time. I need to slow down. The biggest lesson from all of this was I used to fill up my time with everything: job, school, work, extra work, writing, all of that, meetings, and one thing it taught me is to enjoy my kids and my family and my home and having a good time and enjoy the world. And the birth of the left-legged legend was dealing with this leg, because I realized that those infections, those staph infections that I got in the hospital could have killed me, right? So anyway, I fell today rushing into work because I felt like I was late and my phone was off. They're going to call. I don't want them sending the police to my house. I don't want them scaring my children, my child master, by calling him and saying, your father's AWOL from work, when I'm right there. And okay, it's going to take me 10 extra minutes to walk than it takes everybody else. And I'm going to get out winded and have to stop and slow down and pick up my keys. And, I drop stuff more now. And so rushing, I fell today, which is another, confirmation that I need to take my time. So anyway, when I fell last week, I came to the occupational health, but they were closed. It was too late to see them. So I went to urgent care. And the level for urgent care, it's urgent care. So you fail, they're looking for broken, pardon me, they're looking for broken stuff. And since nothing was broken, they sent me away. But the doctor, I've been coming to this Kaiser for 4 years. So the doctor knows who I am. He looked at my chart. He saw it was an occupational injury. So he called and he said, I need you to come Thursday and I want to talk to you about your falls and just kind of get you on the right track. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my energy that I give off to people, or my attitude, or if it's just my personality, or, how excessively handsome I am, that people just fall in love with me. But I've noticed that going through all of this, I've been very fortunate to have people to give me good advice and to point me in the right direction and tell me things that I need to hear. And today, my doctor told me that those of you that know me personally know this is going to be way out of left field, but I'm going to try. He said that I need to stop eating meat. And so one thing that I've learned, or I heard, or people told me when I first had my amputation, is you need a lot of protein. So I've been doing the keto diet because, hey, that's protein and fat. You could look at me. I've been doing the diet, but, pizza, cheeseburgers, tacos, call me on a regular basis. And we have a long distance relationship that I like to see them every so often, and sometimes more than I should. And I eat for convenience because I'm an American in the 21st century, and anything with a drive-through or an app to order, I'm going to do that, and usually it's not the most healthy stuff. But he told me two things. First is I need to move to more of a plant-based diet. I hope that includes Beyond Burgers and stuff and hot dogs. I don't know how good that stuff is for you, but plant-based for me is going to include some Beyond Meat. And he also talked about my smoking cigars, but y'all already know, if you know the left-legged legend, part of the legend is I'm always have a cigar in my face. So that we'll fight about for a little while. I can cut down. I think in COVID times, I went from smoking 1 or 2 cigars a week to 5. So I could definitely slow down and go back to only smoking on the weekends. But I hate my job right now, and I'm retiring from that on August 31st will be my last day. Fingers crossed. So until August, I don't see any way of me going in there without having a stogie before to calm my nerves, so to speak. And so those are two things he said, but I'm really thinking about this vegetarian thing, not permanently. Obviously I'm going to have pepperoni pizza every now and then. I'm going to eat some bacon. I'm going to have some burgers, fry some pork chops every now and then, but in moderation. I think that if I look at changing my lifestyle to something more plant-based. I could be more healthy and I can actually finally get these 40 pounds off that I've been trying to lose. Because I'm never going under 200 pounds. You know, I have a reputation to uphold, and being under 200 pounds ruins that reputation. But I can get to 200, 202, 212 at the most. I'll just keep adding numbers till I get to the weight I am now and just say that I'm perfect. But that's something that I really want to work on and really am going to look at and work on. And if you have any ideas or advice on doing that, you know, hit me up in the comments. Check me out on Left Legged Legend on TikTok and Instagram, Facebook. Just search Left Legged Legend. Hopefully you can find all of that. Send me an email. I'm at Left Legged Legend. It's spelled exactly how it should be at gmail.com. But I need to work on it. And like I said, I told him, well, I need protein, because they said when you lose a limb, you need to eat more protein. And you know what he said to me? Cows have protein. How do they get protein? And they only eat grass. So, all right. Touche, doctor. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, my experience, and people really actually showing genuine care for me and giving me good advice. I haven't had any pressure sores, knock on wood, no wood in here, but I will knock on wood as soon as I see wood. I haven't had any bruises, any open wounds, any infections, none of that. Because people have given me good advice. When I first got it cut off, one of the rehabilitation guys told me, "Hey, look, you know, you're carrying your leg, you're holding it like a hurt dog. Your muscle will atrophy like that, and it'll be stuck, and you won't be able to get a prosthesis and do it." And I'm so glad that he used to make me stretch my leg for 20 minutes a day with a pillow up under it. It used to hurt, and I used to hate it. But you know what? I walk a lot better with my prosthesis. I'm almost 3 months into my prosthesis, and I'm only carrying a cane. So anyway, I won't talk you guys to death. But this was just one of those times where I wanted you to walk with me for a second. Get me to the car. I'm going to take x-rays of my wrist and my knee just to make sure there's no damage there. And I will keep you all posted. But please share this. Like and subscribe. I'm trying to get this Left-Legged Legend thing on the map. We are in season 2. Thanks to you. Woo-hoo. And we'll just keep going. Thank you all. Once again, give you the peace sign. Fight on. Go USC Trojans.